Hey guys, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. So we're looking at the technique today on a two-handed backhand. And I myself have a one-hander. So we're going to pull Mark in today, and he's going to demonstrate the technique on the two-hander. But I want to go through a couple key points that you're going to see from Mark when he's actually hitting for you guys to focus on to be able to hit this shot well. First and foremost, obviously, with any good ground stroke in the modern game, we're looking for a really nice coil with the shoulders and the hips out to the side of the court. So make sure we're not just taking the racket back with the arms, but turning and setting the shoulders down the baseline so as to be able to have an explosive release coming through the ball. Secondly, I highly suggest you guys make a loop on your two-handed backhand. Just keep in mind, it won't be as big of a loop as your forehand. The forehand with only one hand on tends to be freer and therefore able to go up a little bit higher. With the two-handed backhand, I'd suggest feeling like your loop stays a little more compact, and Mark does a great job of that. So key into Mark's height of his loop when he's taking his racket back. That gets us into the move that we need to make to be able to deliver the racket to the ball correctly. And it's this kind of reverse C shape coming from up to down. So make sure that when you guys set your loop, you're not just slamming your strings straight down before we release to the ball. We want this really fluid motion that would, look like a C if we drew the shape of this stroke, okay? And that brings us down into contact. And I really want you guys feeling that the left arm, even though as a right-handed player, you're right-hand dominant, the left arm and the left hand on these two-handed backhands play such an important role in letting the strings release, okay? You guys can see at contact out in front of my right foot, this left hand needs to extend me out. I see far too many two-handed backhands where that left hand and left arm stays cramped and we're playing the ball too close to our body. One little note on, kind of extending into the ball. If you guys watch the pro game, let's say we took Serena Williams, for example. She is super strong, and just, how she times the ball, being as strong as she is, she actually hits the ball a lot with her elbows still bent. Djokovic is somewhat similar. He actually has a little bit of bend in both of his elbows. I'm teaching you what I think is the best for the club level, and that would be to have full extension out of your arms at impact, okay? And then that takes us into the follow-through. We want to release the shoulder turn that we set at the onset of the swing. So when you guys finish this stroke, I want you to feel that your upper body squared up out towards your opponent, out towards the other side of the court, and that follow through with the arms should come up and over that right shoulder. So you should feel anywhere from your left bicep to your left shoulder, kind of just underneath your chin. If you guys get to that position where your left bicep or your left shoulder's out underneath your chin, you've done a really good job releasing the shoulders and the hips through the shot, okay? One little thing you guys are going to see Mark do at the end of the hit is he's going to kick his left foot or his back foot out to the side. And that does two things for him. One, it makes releasing the hips and shoulders up to this right side really effortless. And then not to mention, if the left foot releases out to the side, he's in a position now at the end of the swing to make a little better recovery back to the middle of the court, okay? So a lot of information there. Let's go take a look at Mark's backhand. We'll see a couple of these in slow motion, but look for a lot of those key points we just talked about in action here, okay? Here we go. All right, Mark, you feel good? Good. All right, here we go. Good, so notice that finish, you guys. Shoulders coming open, you see that left foot make that nice kick out. And let's take a look at this one in slow motion and then freeze for me, Mark. Okay, good. So coming back into frame here, guys, you see this racket is way up behind his right shoulder. That's pretty much a great indication that all those other points we discussed, big shoulder turn back, big shoulder turn through, releasing the hands forward and letting them come up and around. This is a great pose. If you guys can finish like this, you've probably hit, Mark, go ahead and relax, you've probably hit on all those points that we just discussed, okay? So, go out, give a lot of those two-handed backhands a lot of reps with those key points, and I think you guys will start to find that two-hander is going to be hit really, really well. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys today. Please click like below this video, and if you happen to be watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.